guys, what's up? It's Heather LeBas here. You know how I was gonna film a video where I was vlogging my time in school and writing my paper and finishing that up? Well, it just didn't work out, okay? So I was at Starbucks today and I was brainstorming ideas for videos that I wanted to do, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, why have I not done this video? Talking about the art classes I've taken is something that I've wanted to do forever on this channel, but for some reason I never got around to making this video until now. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so and follow me on Instagram. I love sharing my creative journey with you guys, and I'd love to have you here for next week. So without further ado, let's get into this video. I'm going to be talking about the art classes that I have taken. Oh my freaking goodness. So I had to pull this out of my closet. Just the thing almost fell on my head. If that doesn't prove my love for you, I don't know what will. Look how fancy this is. I was going all out when I did this binder. This is my fancy little binder that I created for before I transferred to San Jose State. So I went to West Valley and I was taking art classes there. Now originally I was planning on doing an art degree, and I did end up switching that when I transferred and I went and did communication studies. However, what I did do was I got an associate's degree in art. I still have to file and get the little fancy paper, but I did all the classes for it. So here's my unofficial transcript that I have. I might post some pictures of artwork I did during that semester, but I know you probably want to see stuff, but it's in my garage in this huge bin, and I really don't want to have to go through all of that right now. The sun is going down. I want to finish this video, you know. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, I'm pretty sure you know this already, but when I first got to West Valley, I was studying interior design, which I quickly changed. Ooh, okay, here we go. So I took an expressive drawing class, and what was the other? Yes, beginning life drawing. Okay, so I was taking those two classes back to back. I know they weren't exactly 3-hour classes, but they were pretty freaking long classes. I have to say the expressive drawing class was one of the best classes that I ever took, ever. Just, it was a great experience. That was my favorite art teacher as well. His name was Ron. He was so precise about the things that he wanted for his assignments. He was an excellent teacher. I learned about so many different drawing materials because of his class. That's where I learned how to work with charcoal, the Vine charcoal. Oh my goodness. If you haven't tried Vine charcoal, please do so. It is so much fun. On the other hand, my life drawing class is the naked drawing people class. In that class, you got to see a range of different body types and also ages. So you'd have people who are much older doing it, and it was just really neat seeing the human body in so many different ways. And there was a particular woman I will never forget that came and posed for us. She was an older woman. She was so elegant. She had this radiance that just flowed through her pores. She was just so beautiful. And she was actually wearing, you know, the thing from the Titanic, that little, oh, paint me as one of your French girls. There's so many stories that I could tell you about this class. So there was an assignment that we had to do. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. We had to put our paper into 4 sections. So we had 4 windows, you know, on our paper, and we had to crop the person's body in 4 different places. You know, our model that day happened to be a heavier set guy, and for some reason, the place that I cropped the picture was in a certain location. I want to say was inspiring me, but that sounds so weird. It was just the curvature. No, I'm just making it sound even worse. This is the terrible part. Nobody in my class, okay? Nobody really wanted to draw the, you know, male anatomy, okay? I mean, they would just leave it kind of blank or just, you know, whatever. Well, mine was high definition. When we had a break and people were walking around to look at the drawing, people definitely stopped at mine. Each time I talk about my art classes that I took, I want to give you a context of the other classes that I was taking. It was a really fun semester for me. I had a great time. We had this math teacher, and, you know, God bless this man, but he couldn't teach, okay? And it was a remedial math class, and he was trying really hard to teach us, but it was just not working out. I don't know what happened to him, but he just lost it. He stopped coming to instruct our class. We continued to just have class class without him, which, no, we weren't doing math. We started playing movies. We were watching zombie movies. We were watching Cat Williams. It was some good times, but I learned absolutely nothing about math that semester. We ended up having another teacher come in and try to, you know, remedy the situation, but by that time, everybody was so far behind, most of the class had to drop it, including me. And I retook it with the good teacher. Okay, this next semester, I took 18 units. I had one art class, but this semester was hell for me. F this semester. This was a terrible time in my life. I was having a lot of trouble with my family. I did not want to be home. So I decided that I was just going to stay at school all day. And I went from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It was crazy. I slept in my car sometimes. It was a thing. But I did take ceramics. I did not do so hot in that class. That was the only class that I got a B in for my art stuff that I had to take. Okay, this boils over into the also not so great time of my life. I think this is when I had my hair dyed black and I was just not having it. I took this class that's called Two-Dimensional Design. Now, I was just so angsty that I don't think I got the most out of this class. I'd really like to tell you what you learn in two-dimensional design, but you know what? I blacked out that semester, okay? I don't really remember very much. It was a really dark time in my life that carried over from the spring semester. Even though I was a hot mess at the time, I do have to say it was a turning point in my life. I started to live stream on Stickam. Stickam is dead, but it's a site very much like Twitch where you could just have your own little live streaming show. Interestingly enough, this is how I got my first social media internship, so thank you so much, Justin. You really helped me out of a dark time in my life. I did have a YouTube channel, but I wasn't posting much on it. I had some skits and speed drawings, but during this time I wasn't really posting anything. I did start to have some better semesters coming on. Yes, this was a good semester for me. Okay, so what did I have? I had Design and Society, Beginning Drawing, Representational Drawing, and is that General Psychology? Did I tell you guys that? Yes. That was a bomb semester. I had so much fun. That psychology class was awesome. I loved that teacher so much. And I had really cool people in my drawing classes. I love how I took beginning drawing in the middle of my time doing art classes. I'm just so stubborn, you know? I did not want to take beginning drawing first. Whatever. That teacher was super cool. I really did like that. And then the representational drawing class was so difficult for me. It had everything to do with perspective, and that is my biggest weakness. If you try to tell me to draw a building or something, that teacher was super cool and she was so thorough. Now, one of the most awesome things that I got to do this semester was we had an art show at my school and I got to put my art in it, and it was so exciting for me. This was my first time that I really had my art on display somewhere, and it was just a really big deal for me. That whole semester was just a semester of good times. It was spring of joy and happiness, which is great because I had a freaking cloud pouring acid rain on me for the previous 2 semesters. So then this is 2013 summer. In an administrative justice class, we learned about police stuff. I considered being a police officer, but you know what? I did end up becoming a security officer, so that's not the same thing, but you know, I got influenced by a little bit. This is when I took color design. Yeah, okay, I don't remember the teacher's name, but we had 2. One was this female teacher, and she scared me one time where she told us specifically that we had to bring Yes paste. It's good paste and you don't die from inhaling it or whatever, right? I don't know what made me think I could get away with this, but I brought rubber cement to her class and I was using it for this collage we were working on. She immediately whipped her head around and she smelt it and she knew it was me and she said, "What are you doing?" I must say, I really do like that teacher at the same time, even though she chewed me out for using the wrong paste. I do like teachers that can be a little bit more aggressive sometimes because they challenge you, and I like that. This was a really interesting class. So it was during the summer. Half of this section we did stuff that was in person where we were painting and blah. And then the other half of the class we did all of the work on computers. Now we had a different teacher who taught that section who was very chill. I took him for the beginning drawing class. I think I irritated that teacher. I feel so bad for him. We have this little art gallery at West Valley, and he was in charge of running it. I volunteered to help out one day and start hanging some of the pieces, or at least figure out where some of them would look right, you know? Well, before I came to campus, I had some coffee, you know, typical me. Little did I know, this coffee was not the typical cup of joe. My mom was trying to make these brownies. It was the strongest coffee I've ever had, and my head was kind of spinning in circles. So I went to help him, right, hang up these gallery pictures, but I was on one. Is this really the end? No. I don't think I did take any other art classes after this. That makes me sad. That semester I had child growth and development, which was the only class I've gotten a D in. This is when I was working on my YouTube channel. Now, not gonna lie, I didn't do so hot this semester, and it was mainly because I was so obsessed with YouTube, and that's all I really wanted to do at the time. This is when I put up my website. I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. It wasn't so great when it came to my math class, which I ended up having to retake. Story of my life. Spring 2014, I took Small Business Startup Management, which was a great course for me. I really got inspired. Art got me through the hard times because it made me feel confident in something. Like I have a YouTube channel, yes, but great, what does that mean? Like, what's my business? This was me earlier. This was just a self-portrait of me. I asked my viewers on YouTube, please help me out, fill out my survey, and they were really nice, and I ended up getting, surprisingly, within a 24-hour period, 88 responses. Ask them questions such as, when it comes to learning about art, what would you get the most from learning from a book, DVD, taking a class? And I got a general idea of what they're interested in. Oh, this isn't even all of my classes, but I'm pretty sure this is all of the classes that I took that related to art, because the rest of the time I was finishing up the stuff that I needed to transfer and do my communications degree at San Jose State. So I really do want that little certificate so I could put it on my wall. Those were some good and bad times of my life, but overall I'm really happy that I did get an associate's in art. If you're wondering what I got out of it, I learned about a lot of different tools to use, and I had assignments that I would have never done if I didn't, you know, take those classes. I think you get the most out of when you're working on a project or a series of drawings that you are very committed to. That's when I think you see the most growth. And also, don't discredit the fact that you might really enjoy other degrees just as much as your art degree. I didn't go through it, but there's plenty of other classes that I took that I feel inspired me as an artist more than even taking an art class. Don't feel that you need an art degree, especially one from some ritzy art college, in order to consider yourself an artist, because that is utter crap, okay? You are an artist every day when you decide to sit down and create something. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the continued support. You are awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. So have a lovely day, and don't forget about all the projects that you have in mind that you've been wanting to do for so long that you haven't gotten around to doing it. Give that project some love, okay? Even if you are busy with school, try to carve out a little time for it. And that is my word of wisdom to you. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Mwah!